kudos to this great organization, the Exchange. So often, the organizations that operate on the ground level to really take care of our young folk and our families, they're the organizations that unfortunately receive the least amount of attention, prestige, and resources. And so we need to honor these organizations for what they do on the ground level. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's get on down to business. I always lay my ground rules down. This time won't be any different. It's my prayer that I might have a message that can commemorate this occasion, because we have a very, very important message that needs to get out. And I need to be honest and clear with you. I don't have any problem saying exactly what needs to be said. I always desire to give a message that has three components. First of all, one that is powerful. I'm not here to bore you or myself either. Secondly, one that's practical. Don't want to talk over anybody's head. Lastly, one that is portable. I want you to take this out and change this community, touch our young folks' lives for the better. I came today to compare, not repair, to include, not exclude, to encourage, not discourage. But if I step on your toes, just say ouch, buy a bigger pair of shoes and move on. I'm not a preacher, but I might preach to you. I get excited when I get to speak to my young folks. When I get excited, I talk fast, so I need y'all to listen a little bit faster. Let's get on down to business. When I received the invitation to come out and speak, I need to be honest, you know, I was immediately moved. You can't not be moved at the basis behind why we're meeting today. I have to be honest with you. I looked at my three little ones. I have an 8-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. Ever since I received the invitation, just knowing the things that young people have to experience on a day-to-day basis, it makes you look at your own with a completely different eye. And it makes you wish that the same love that you can impart on your own, you can impart on so many more. As Birmingham's ambassador for young folks at the Division of Youth Services, our office's motto is youth first, meaning everything else aside, everything that we do, our mission, our efforts should all be about young folks. Don't matter who you like or who you don't like. If we put youth first, everything else falls in place. And so in addition to the poem that Clinton read, I was reminded of a poem by a woman by the name of Miss Cindy Pike Duncan. It's called Listen to the Words of a Child. It goes like this. It says, "Teddy, I've been bad again. My mommy told me so. I'm not quite sure what I did wrong, but I thought you might know. When I woke this morning, I knew that she was mad because she was crying awful hard and yelling at my dad. I tried my best to be real good and do just what she said. I cleaned my room all by myself. I even made my bed. But I spilled the milk on my good shirt when she yelled at me to her. And I guess she didn't hear me when I told her I was sorry. Because she hit me awful hard, you see, and called me funny names, and told me I was really bad and that I should be ashamed. When I said, I love you, Mommy, I guess she didn't understand. Because she yelled at me to shut my mouth or I'd get smacked again. So I came up here to talk to you. Please tell me what to do, because I really love my mom, and I know that she loves me too. And I don't think my mommy means to hit quite so hard. I guess sometimes grown-ups forget how big they really are. So Teddy, I wish you were real, and you weren't just a baby. Then you could help me find a way to tell mommies everywhere to please try to understand how sad it makes us feel. Because the outside pain soon goes away, but the inside never heals. And if we could make them listen, maybe then they'd understand. So other children, just like me, wouldn't have to hurt again. But for now, I guess I'll just hold you tight and pretend the pain's not there. I know you've never hurt me, so good night, Ted. This poem, unfortunately, is the harsh reality that many of our children have to live with day in and day out. And so when I received the invitation, I thought this is a great opportunity for me, because so often I get the chance to serve as the keynote speaker at events that are specifically focused on young folks, where they are the audience. I get to speak at youth days and graduations and youth conferences and youth revivals and honors and awards days. And I get the opportunity to motivate and inspire young folks to know that they can be anything that they want to be if they put their minds to it and if they work hard. I get to help them understand that they're winners, that they can be successful as long as they're willing to work for it. I get to tell them, you can be a winner. Whether you play football, baseball, basketball, volleyball, or track, you can be a winner. Whether you're in school in the SGA, the FBLA, or if you just focus on trying to maintain a 4.0 GPA, you can be a winner. Whether you live on the north side, east side, south side, or west side, you can be a winner. When you graduate, if you choose to live in T-Town Chi-Town, Southtown, or right here downtown. Whether you live in the ghetto or the ghetto, the penthouse, or the project, you can be a winner. You can go on, you can get your law degree, your MD, your PhD, or any other degree. You can even be a winner if you decide to play a sport. You can be a winner in the NBA, the WNBA, the PGA, the NFL, the MLB, MVP. I get to tell them they can be winners. That's what I get to do on a regular occasion. And then I get to tell them unselfishly that I love them. That I love them. With no selfish concern. I love them. Each time I look out and I get the opportunity to inspire them, I look at their faces, you all, and I'm hoping that they believe me. I hope that their childhood innocence of dreaming that impossible dream has not left them at a tender age. Because I know that as soon as they leave the sound of my voice, that many of them are having to go back out into the world and do battle with a whole bunch of different things. Many of them have no money for shoes to put on their feet. Many of them have cover headaches because they don't have food to eat. Many of them are sleeping in their car or maybe even on the street. Many of them are having to deal with Crips, Bloods, Disciples, packing all that heat. Many of them have marijuana and Patron shoved in their face because supposedly it'll sweep you off your feet. Or worse, many of them have to deal with abuse and neglect from adults who don't know that they are actually mistreated. Our purpose today, the reason why I'm praying that I get to share with you is because we need to get to the point where we can inspire a new generation of folks that understand that it's our job to keep the dream alive in our young people and to ensure that their dream is not destroyed by abuse and neglect. You know why? Because kids, they're more precious than jewels and gems. Because kids, they will love you if you love them with every life and limb. Because kids, they will remind you why you should get your behind back in the gym. Because kids, you know what? You just can't beat them. You just can't beat them. You can't beat them literally. You can't beat them figuratively. You can't beat them physically. You can't beat them because they put the ooh in Christmas, don't they? They put the I in birthdays and the O in the 4th of July. You can't beat them because they're some of the most creative, craftiest creatures that this world will ever see. How do I know? If they can burn CDs, know all the codes for PlayStation 3 and Wii, if they can download IPODs, learn their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, they can climb trees, learn all the music from Karen, Fergie, Missy, and Jay-Z. You just can't beat them. But lastly, you can't beat them because they didn't ask to beat them. And they don't deserve to be the victim of grown folks' frustration of having to deal with people grown folks don't like, spending money grown folks don't have, buying things that grown folks don't need. You just can't.